Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Trying a couple different angles out. Shop's down here in the basement, don't have the best lighting, and I really don't want to spend any more money just to make me look pretty on camera. We're here about paying baits, not me being pretty. So today, as you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to match this crappie. Try to at least match that black crappie on a 7-inch glide bait. Let's get over to the paint booth and see how it goes. Alright, as you can see, I've already got the primer down. I have not painted this style crappie yet. The last one I did was just a silver body with a little bit of green on the back and black and dots. We're going to try to get this a little bit more subtle and detailed. So first I'm going to do is a little bit of pearl green from Cretex, and then I'm going to do a pearl lime over top of it. Of course, I'm going to do the darker pearl towards the back. Get a couple spots on the tail. Cleaning out the brush, we're going to do a little bit of lime, pearl lime. I did leave a little bit of that pearl green in there to get a little mixture. I'm going to come down on an angle from the belly up. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Get that tail. The thing to do is take your time, try to get your blending. All right, we're going to let that dry for a few minutes. We'll be back. I let it sit for a good 10 minutes, but I also wanted to make sure it was heat set, because here comes the fun part, adding all the black dots. Now, I created my own little stencil with my Cricut. I'm not getting into how to doing that. That's a separate video in itself. But as you can see, the pattern line that I cut out, just on some stock cardboard, I'm going to come along the back and just add my dots randomly. And for this, I'm using just a cheap water-based black. I picked up this system, or this set, from Hobby Lobby just to test it out, and I kind of like it. It sprays really well, and it's definitely cheaper than Createch and that, but it works. So can't go wrong with saving a few dollars. A little bit of open dots up here. So just lay it, spray it. Don't worry about being perfect because nothing is in nature. Nothing is perfect. Let's get some more back here on this back tail. That'll work. That'll work. Let's flip it around. Do it over again. All right, and that same black, come down the back spine. I'm going to spray the tail and around his eyes. I'm purposely missing some spots on the tail to try to look like it has those green dots in it. Come on back through here. There we go. Do the same on this side of the tail. Alright, now fur up around the eyes. A little bit more black. Don't forget to get inside the eye cavity there. Go. Oh, probably out of camera. Sorry about that. Alright, let's let that set up and dry. Yeah, and we need to come down with that the black down a little bit further here. So I'm just going to spray softly, kind of blend it down. Now I haven't changed airbrush or anything, I'm just using finger control. There we go. I'll give you a little bit more. Uh-oh. I think that's dry over there. There we go. Right. Alright, now we're definitely going to let that sit for a few. Gonna do a little bit of detail cleanup here. Where do we go back over here? Alright, I'm gonna let this dry. Alright, next I'm gonna try this color shift from Folk Art, Walmart brand. I did reduce it down. I do have videos on how to spray paint or airbrush acrylic paint from Walmart, the cheaper brands that are not airbrush ready, and how to use a reducer to do that. I also have a video on making a homemade reducer, but I'll leave links into the comments and around this video for if you want to check them out. Anyways, add it down. I'm just going to spray just a little bit. I'm doing soft coats on this. I'm just going to run it down across the back, across the whole bait. All right, gave that little dark, that kind of shimmer color through the back. And then what I'm going to do is start doing some detail here. Detailing is the fun part. You've seen how fast it took to paint this. It only took, between dry time and that, took about 20 minutes, minus the dry time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with some black on a brush. I'm just going to highlight some of these dots, make them a little bit darker in some areas. Alright, I didn't do them all. I'm not going to paint them all. What I'm just trying to do is get some of those dots to just stand out. And what I'm using is a black ink, reduced just a little bit so it doesn't leave those big smudges. And just a cheap paintbrush from the dollar store. Just highlight some of these dots. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. What I'm trying to do here is just highlight the back a little bit. I don't want to spray it to get overspray. And since this is thinned down, it's not going to hurt anything. It's going to dry almost like not seeing it. Now, if you were doing this without it thinned down, you would see it dry out, the dry marks. Alright, we're going to let this bake under the light for a little bit, and then we're going to come back in and do our details on the fins. Alright, I got a little bit of white in my airbrush. I'm just going to try to lighten up the fin here so we can put a color over top of it. We don't want to lose our dots. Just trying to hide some of that green. A little bit of better angle here. Low air pressure, steady finger. All right, let's get the other side. Well, I got this white in here. Come up on here. I like that gill plate a little bit more. All right, for the fins, we're going to use a little bit of sepia. Brand new bottle today. Golden Flow. I like this brand for detailing. It is a little bit more expensive, but well worth it. I'm going to do a couple drops. Really light air pressure, light trigger finger. Do a little bit of practice runs on your paper towel here. That's about how I want it. Lay this a little on the flatter side. There. I like it. Let's do the other side. One side's darker than the other, but I'm not perfect. We try to just make this match it just a little bit. There. Leave it at that. All right, back to the black. What we're going to do is put a black dot at the bottom of the base here. Again, light trigger pulls. Take that. I'm not the best at doing this. I never claimed to be. I'm no Jen Crevasse or any of those high names out there on YouTube that do phenomenal work. I have learned some tricks from them throughout the years. But they are artists. I mean, straight up artists. Me, I just throw paint to have some fun. Alright, what else do we need? Let's make this back a little bit more black. I'm taking the same black that we have. Hammer that down in there. Across the tail. Help. Alright, after letting it dry and adding my eyes on, I forgot to hit record. What I did was take some eyes, scuffed them up with my Scotch-Brite, and dusted black over top of them. You could just a little bit of color underneath. But what I'm going to do now is a final coat of pearl white from here down. Just light passes. There it is. Don't overdo it. There it is. Let's do this side. Alright, we're going to clear this real quick. It's the Minwax 4 coat. We're going to give that 15-20 minutes to dry out, and then we'll go to UV coat. Alright, this batch just came out. I painted this one for me for down the road. I like this one the way it came out, that little purple hue in it. That's besides the point. Of course, my bone color, my own colored bone. And then here what we just painted, a crappie. I think it came out pretty good. New secret coming out shortly. These are going to be mass produced, but that's a new secret color. Shh, don't tell anybody. But alright guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think I could have done different. Came out pretty good for the first time doing it, obviously. Please hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really appreciate it. Just know next month we'll be getting the boat out of storage, and we will be launching another YouTube channel. It's going to be more information to come, but just let you know another YouTube channel is coming, and it's not going to be here in the shop. It's going to be out on the lab, which is what I call my boat now. And we're going to be focusing it on custom baits, custom paint jobs, and other custom products. I do have a lot of friends that pour stuff, pour plastics, paint also. And we're just going to make a YouTube channel of going out fishing and utilizing those products. Stay tuned for that release. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you shortly.
I still fear what's to come. One day I might just up and run. Take me back to those days, the time, that place I'm gone.